Hey, fourth grade, what's happening? Mr. Michael back with another 5-minute demo for you. Today, we're going to explore a kind of art called Zentangles. Have you ever heard the word Zen before? I've kind of had you work on them a little bit here over the years, but we've never really gone into them specifically. If you've heard the word Zen, it's kind of just a way, a meaning of finding like some peaceful calm inside yourself, all right? And doing these kind of drawings is said to kind of help you find that internal peace, internal calm. And I'll tell you, from doing quite a few of them, they can get pretty peaceful and calming. You just get so tied up into them that the time flies and you're like, wow, I've been working on this that long. All right, so these are called Zentangles. So like little drawings that just kind of help you, like I said, find that inner calm while you're doing your art. All right, there's no right, there's no wrong. You can make these kind of look however you want. I'll give you a few of the specifics, but then you kind of take it off in your own direction. Okay, so let's head to the art table and I'll show you how to start setting up your Zentangles. So here is a Zentangle drawing, guys. All right. First thing you're going to notice is it really doesn't necessarily look like anything, and that's part of the point, all right? Trying to do stress-free as drawing as possible. You're going to notice a lot of just different kind of just odd shapes, but then inside those shapes, we fill it up with some kind of cool pattern, doodle, or design. And black and white is probably what's going to work best for you this time around, all right? You could probably use another color if you wanted, but for me, I prefer black and white, but whatever you choose, white, but then just one other color. All right. So I'm going to show you how to set this up and then kind of how to do a Zentangle drawing. All right. Here we go. So what you could do is you could use a whole sheet of paper if you wanted, or you could do like what I did here where I just cut one in half. All right. And that's fine. Now I'm going to use a marker so you can see this a little bit better. But please, whatever you do, do this with a pencil first. All right? And what I want you to draw is just this kind of be a shape kind of like something like that. All right? Like a little blob. Long arcing line. Not like a scribble. All right? Don't do that. Then what you're going to do, you're going to crisscross this with about 4 or 5 just random lines. I like to make one that kind of goes in the middle, maybe curls. So there's one. And then maybe I go with a straight one. 2. Then this one, I'll curve it. 3. And then maybe over here, down the middle, 4. All right, and there you go. 3 or 4 is going to do you. Don't do too many more because then the shapes start to get smaller and then it gets much harder to do the little designs or doodles or patterns. All right, but what you do now, simply go back in now with a pencil and start filling up your shapes with some kind of pattern or drawing. All right, or like a doodle of some kind. So I'm not asking you to make it look like something. I'm just asking you to fill it in. So let's see. How about here? I just start with a straight line going like this. And this is always a classic. Kind of the old crisscross pattern. And there we go. There's one. Not done with it yet. I'll explain why here in a minute. But there's one. Then maybe I come over here and I do something like, let's go back over again with like a straight line. I like lots of straight line patterns here. But then what I do is I go back and I change them somehow. So maybe over here I'm going to do this. You can use a ruler if you want. You can freehand all this. Whatever's going to help you out. But then maybe in the middle here I do something like we did, oh, just something simply like this. You guys remember Pac-Man? It looks like, maybe like a little grid pattern on the Pac-Man games or something. All right. All right, so there's that one. And then maybe back over in this one. I'm gonna, what could I do in that one? Maybe this one I'm just gonna put a lot of like little triangles. Looks like somebody just dumped their Dorito bag and all the Doritos are falling out of the bag and flying through the air. All right, that's going to do pretty good for that one. Maybe I could add one more right there. There we go. And then maybe I could come back over here to this one right here. And then I could do something like, I'm going to go with like the way this curves here. And then I'm going to come back in and let's see, how about I do something like this? Like a bump, triangle, bump, triangle, bump, triangle. And sometimes your little designs are going to maybe get like cut off there, and that's okay. There we go. All right. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to fill just what's inside my little weird rounded shape. I'm not going to do anything on the outside. And I guess you could if you wanted. I've done drawings like that before, where you do them all the way out to the side. But I kind of like to have that black border going around my shape as well. Whatever you want to try, go for it. All right? But then, something very important. To help Zentangles look a little bit better when you're done, you need some degree of white to black. So I'm not just going to draw like this one and have like a little offset checkerboard. I'm going to pick one of the squares to be white, one to be black. Okay? Same thing down here. I could have left those triangles just plain white, all right? But it's going to look much better if I go in and color in black. Here, it doesn't look like I did too much, but I did. I went back and I made the lines a little bit thicker, harder, a little more black to them. I went back in there and colored those little spots a little bit more black. I didn't just draw a circle with the little lines there for those paw prints. I colored everything in. Same thing with this thing here. Looks like little germs or bugs or something. I made a circle, but then I went back and colored it in. My little piano keys, colored them in. All right, between the lightning bolts, I colored them in. So please make sure whatever you do, find something in each one of your patterns to either darken up a little bit or to color black and then leave the other color white. Or like I said, I'm saying black, but maybe you pick a different color. Maybe you've got some cool gel pens and you do it with a pink and black or a blue and black or something. And when you do these guys, it's going to be best if you use something with a skinny point, like my marker here, or like a fine point. Just because a lot of your little designs are going to be small, and it's really hard to get them to look good if you're trying to draw, or I'm sorry, you're trying to color in a small design with a big marker that's got a big head on it. All right, it's hard to control. You're going to want to use something smaller, something with a smaller tip, a little felt tip pen. Okay, and if you don't have that, do it with a pencil, guys. Color it in with a pencil. Nothing wrong with that at all either. Okay. All right, guys. So how did that go? Did you find some inner calm? You found that peaceful, calm inner zen as you were working on those Zentangles? I hope so. You can really get into those. When I was working on the example, I just couldn't stop. I was just having such a good time, just so peaceful and calming that, I started it and didn't even take a break. Started with the pencil, went right on through with the marker, and just kept on going until I was finished. So I hope you had a good time with those guys. A couple of things I forgot to mention in the last part of the video. First one is, when you're done outlining and coloring everything, take that eraser and get rid of all those pencil marks. Just a good finishing touch to make that Zentangle look really good when you're done. And then the next thing is, Sometimes it can be daunting trying to figure out those little patterns and designs and doodles, all right? Some days they come to me, some days they don't, all right? You've got your computers now. Go on to Google, type in Zentangles, and you will find so many cool pictures that people have done, little worksheets that people have come up with, all kinds of cool practice things. There's all kinds of things that can help you if you're having a hard time figuring out how to come up with some Zentangles. I'd love to see some of your own if you come up with those. That would be totally awesome. All right. So my friends, it's going to be it for now. But remember, keep an eye out next week for another 5-minute demo. And I would love to see some of these cool Zentangles. So remember, you can always email me a picture. You can do it. Mom and Dad, take a picture. Email them to me. Remember, my email address is at the end of the video. All right, my friends, you take care. See you next time. Adios, amigos.